Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's focus is on the Jupiter's transit in Pisces for moon sign Taurus. It can also apply to sun sign Taurus and ascending sign Taurus as we have taken over here. And how the year is going to be for them, that is from April 22 to April 23. Basically, it's marvelous position for the transiting Jupiter to be. It gives expansion in business, increase in income, promotion in job too. Good health is promised. Prestige will increase because 11th house is for society's standing. Scholarship may be granted to the native, fulfillment of desires, purchase of valuable articles, especially jewelry. Marriage is also on the cards if the Jupiter's pariah is second, third, or fourth. And if natal Jupiter is also in the Taurus, it is an added advantage. All the better things will be happening because Jupiter from both the transiting and natal Jupiter are 311 to each other. That gives all the better results for the native. Here we'll see when the natal Jupiter is in Gemini. Natal Jupiter and Moon are 212 to each other. That doesn't augur well for health purposes, basically. It will be good for wealth, some unearned income, because Jupiter is aspecting its 8th house and it has gone to 11th house. Increase in income will be there, and specifically some unearned income will be there generated. Some hereditary wealth can come, ancestral land or ancestral wealth, cash. But health purposes, it's not good because 8th Lord gives health problems. And first half of the Shah is promising thyroid problems and gain of weight when Jupiter comes in 11th house, because natal Jupiter and transiting Jupiter is 410 to each other, and it can give increase in wealth and social standing, but for health purposes it is not going to be so good for the people who have natal Jupiter in Gemini. Here, when the Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, this is win-win situation, as natal Jupiter and transiting Jupiter are 5-9 to each other, Moon and Jupiter. Natal Moon to natal Jupiter and natal Moon to transiting Jupiter, both are 311. So this trinal combination is promising the moon to the native. It will give the native everything based health, wealth and prestige. Travel, because third house is for the travel. Third and 11th combination always gives beneficial travel. And the person will be having things to do and places to go. It's all superb transit in this situation. The person is going to be very lucky in this period. Natal Jupiter in Leo. Gajkesari Yoga is there in the natal horoscope. It will augur well in certain conditions like purchase of land, built up house, getting ancestral wealth. So, but natal Jupiter and transiting Jupiter are 6-8 to each other. It will augur bad conditions for the mother's health, and to gain knowledge it is very auspicious, specifically like gaining knowledge regarding household conditions or the pertaining education pertaining to fourth house. It will do well in this. Natal Jupiter in Virgo. Transiting Jupiter is in Kendra from the natal Jupiter. Auspicious placement, as transiting Jupiter is in Kendra from the 8th Lord and 11th Lord. Auspicious results regarding both the houses will be there, 8th house and 11th house. Spouse will benefit more because spouse's second house lord is in 4th house, and otherwise it is 10th house. From childbirth is indicated, increase in income, social status, and especially peace and harmony at home is indicated by this situation. Jupiter and Libra here in natal position. Moon and Jupiter are in 6-8 position, which shows hurdles in life. Now, Jupiter is transiting 6-8 from the natal Jupiter. From Bhavadbha principle, it is 6th from 6th, 11th house. So, this transit is going to be good for job if the native has diseases, it will be cured, and moreover if the native is desirous of getting a loan, his desire will be fulfilled, he'll get the loan he'll require, and slight health problems are indicated. When the natal Jupiter is in the Scorpio, transiting Jupiter is 5-9 to the natal Jupiter. It's a very promising situation. Fulfillment of desire is there. Marriage and childbirth is also indicated. Spouse can also benefit materialistically and spiritually. For the native, it will bestow good health and wealth and pleasurable pursuits. How Jupiter's transit in Pisces is going to be when the natal Jupiter is in the Sagittarius. Natal Moon and Jupiter are 6-8 to each other. Horoscope's promise is not good, but natal Jupiter is transiting 4th from the natal Jupiter, which augurs well. Health wise, this situation is good as 8th Lord, which is posited in 8, is posited in or transiting in 11th house, which is house of good health. Diseases will be cured, and of course money, specifically person who is after unearned wealth in speculation and all, he'll gain in speculation. Jupiter in 9th house and in its debilitation sign Capricorn. So even if Moon and Jupiter goes 5-9 trinal position, but it is not good because if debilitation is not cancelled, then problematic conditions can arise. There will be loss of job, and because Jupiter is in 12th from 10th house, health problems to father because 12th lord and this, and now it has gone to the 3rd house, and loss of wealth to the father. And if Neej Bhang Raj Yoga is there, then everything good is promised, and especially by the end of the this transiting period. Jupiter in Aquarius. When natal Jupiter is in Aquarius, Moon and Jupiter form Gajkesari Yoga in the horoscope. Despite natal Jupiter and transiting Jupiter to 12 condition, this will augur well, and promotion is indicated, and this promises good health too. So despite being this problem transiting and natal Jupiter being 212, because 8th lord and 11th lord is beneficially placed now, it will give all the good things in this transiting period. Jupiter in Pisces, when natal Jupiter and transiting Jupiter are both in Pisces, this gives marvelous results as whenever Jupiter transits over natal Jupiter, it gives good health and good prestigious job, and learning capacity will increase, brain will work more, and fulfillment of desires, and then gain of ancestral wealth too. Overall wealth increase is indicated, and good health is also promised in this situation. Jupiter in Aries, Moon and Jupiter are 212 to each other, and now natal Jupiter and transiting Jupiter are also 212 to each other. Only problem here will be that your investment won't fructify. Whichever way you have invested, it won't give gains since till the Jupiter is transiting this house, 11th house. Vipreet Raj Yoga is there, but still little bit problem in investment. It will be there, but otherwise you'll have good income. But yeah, investment won't give you as desired results as you have thought of. So 8th house and 11th house result will be good because 8th lord will be fourth from it and 11th lord will be here. So investment will be dead investments. Otherwise, this position is going to be good for other reasons.